Okay. And it should be. Yep, it's recording. Okay. Alrighty. So today we were going to go over a social media marketing plan. Um, so in order to do something like this, we would need to basically work backwards from all of the different major events or initiatives that we were going to have over the next, let's say, 3 months. So July, August, September. And then the plan was to then measure the results of that campaign, um, come back and then see what we could maybe do differently to improve or what worked and what did not, and things of that nature, like what posts, let's just say, got more engagement than others and things like that. And then we could do more of the stuff that worked and then less of the stuff that didn't, or do the stuff that maybe didn't work as much, but just kind of understand that, okay, it's kind of more of an awareness maybe thing, less of an engagement thing, and then do less of it, not get rid of it all, but and then do more of the stuff that's getting us more of the results and things. So what I did was I created a folder, and I want to show a sample of a social media marketing plan. So I have, let's see, I have two here. This is a template. Okay, and then okay. So let me open this document first. So this is a marketing plan. Let me see this template here. They're both the same. Let me make sure. I'm not sure I have two. Initiative. Okay, now they're both the same. So we'll go with, I'll just put this in versions. Okay, so for the plan, this is an unfinished plan. This is kind of like a template here. And so what I have is these goals. So the first category is goals. And then basically the goals here is to, we kind of put in here where the carrot characters are. This is kind of like a fill-in area. So we kind of establish that this campaign is going to run between this date range. So right now we're talking about doing this, let's say July 1 through August. When is August till? August 31st to August 31st. And so this kind of establishes that the campaigns will utilize and then tactics. So let's just talk about then Facebook for the time being, Facebook, social media, and then actually let's also do Facebook and well, you guys have you all have an Instagram page right now?
Not that's what.
Okay, so we'll do the Facebook right now, and both paid and unpaid. Now we may or may not use the unpaid or the paid, but we'll definitely do the paid. Um, um, and potentially video. Well, we don't really need to say that. So this is kind of real simple. The campaigns will utilize. So this is kind of where I put like what the campaigns are going to use. Like sometimes it'll be like email marketing, traditional like print marketing, paid or unpaid marketing, trade shows, things like that. So like kind of like list like the high level stuff there of what the campaign is going to be about. And then there's like 3 goals, or there could be 1 goal or 2 or 6. But however many that is, you kind of list them out here. So 1 goal might be to increase enrollments in a certain program. So that would be goal 1, let's just say. And then if you have any specific like goal detail, we want to reach, let's just say, go from 50 enrolled to like 100 enrolled this year, 50 enrolled being the same program but last year. Something like goal 2 might be the same kind of thing, or maybe goal 2 could be promote trade show event or attend a trade show or something or that matter. So that could be another goal too. So whatever our initiative is, let's just say Camp Service is so social media marketing plan. I forgot to put the dates in here. 7/1 to wait, June. Oh, I have to do September. It goes through September 30th. Okay. So once that's kind of there, then you go, so let's just, like, for instance, say the goal one is to increase, and I like to keep it yellow so it stands out from the rest of it, increase enrollment in, X program. And then the next goal, let me change the color so it kind of stands out. So basically, this will feed into another thing. So then it's the target audience part here. So I'll make that blue so it stands out. So this target audience is going to feed into this goal. So whoever the target audience is for this goal, we would put it in here. Let me do a goal detail for increase enrollment. We'll say increase by 50 attendees from prior year, which is X amount of attendees. So then the target audience, we would define that target audience for goal one here. Let's just say, for instance, it would be parents, parents, and let's see. Let's just do more general and say adult audience. Okay. And then you can get into detail here about how you break down that adult audience. So I'll do a copy and paste. And then let's just say it's like single mothers with let's say preteen children. Like, you can kind of get pretty detailed within, let's just say, Stevens, within, you can kind of keep it more general like that. Let's just say grandparents. So this kind of helps us sort of, sort of define, like, more specifically who these folks are that we're going to speak to, because then we can use this area as targeting in our Facebook advertising. But then what's nice about having it all, like, laid out here like this is, if someone asks, who are we targeting for this campaign? What are the goals for this campaign? You can just whip out the sheet and say, oh yeah, we're doing this, that, and the other thing. And I'll show you how you'll be able to see in this marketing plan how one thing rolls up into the next. So and then not only that, but everyone will agree upon this marketing plan. So it's all laid out. It's not like you're sort of building the ship as you're floating along. It's like this thing is already built, it's floating, and that's kind of how it is. Everyone agrees to this is the design of the ship before it leaves and goes, for lack of for kind of just a way to think about it. Yeah.
That's what we're.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Single mothers with preschool age children.
Yeah.
Is our target.
Yeah.
And specifically, Stephen's point.
Yeah.
That's where our openings are right now.
And they don't have to be single moms. I mean, they
Yeah.
could be
Sure.
child
But
parent.
that's what I said,
Yeah.
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 Grandparents were taken care of.
Foster parents.
Yeah.
Friendship,
I don't know, I mean, were you just trying to do a global general template? Or
This is
just wanna-
kind of a general like overview of how this thing works is where I was going with, and then once I show you sort of like these different categories and how they like roll up into each other, then going back, yeah. So but yeah, this is kind of not the realistic thing. So
so we can fill in with our detail, but you're just filling in with general.
this is kind of like, yeah, just more general, like a run through of like how the template would technically work. But then what I'd like to do is like work with you all to establish like 3 goals, and then we could just kind of work through this and then fill it out, and then that could be our plan. So like key strategic messages. So then this goal, right, would you could say, for instance, the whatever the messages feed to the audience that reach the goal is where we would put here. So let's say the message is like bring your family to this event, and then you can do like sub messages underneath it. So you could say however you say like the benefits or whatever of the event. So benefit of bringing the family, and then you could do, let's say, so you could kind of see how like one will feed into the other. And again, like if you have some like one person that's doing like the copywriting or the design for the thing, you already have like their messaging for them in here, and it could go detailed. Like you could do bullet points here or like paragraphs, even just kind of make it as long as you want. Really, deadline to sign up, right? You could kind of put all that messages there. And then, so the media channels area, this area is where we would put like where we would place the messages that would hit the audience that would reach the goal. So see how like one kind of is rolling up into the next. So the media channels part would say, we would just say social media potentially here. Another option could be like trade show. And then under trade show, you could say like paid advertising in the daily publication, how they'll give those sheets out or brochures or this and that. So since this is more focused on social media, we're just going to say Facebook, and then we're just underneath, that's our media channel. And then within Facebook, it would be like paid ads and organic posts. Another media thing could be uh, like images, of course, and then in video potentially. Okay, so that's the media channels area. Down here, budget. So this could be overall budget, or you could just do a budget per the goal. So if this has a separate budget, you could break this out and say, like, let's say, for example, and you can kind of tweak this template however you want. I'm trying to get this nice and neat. So goal 1 budget. And then so on and so forth. Goal 2 budget. Goal 3 budget. And then here underneath, you could say goal 1 budget, organic, I'm sorry, paid social media posts. And it doesn't have to be like this exact format, but you kind of will be able to get the idea of just how kind of organized you can get it. Like, let's just say 100. Would something like this need another budget? Oh yeah, maybe video production budget. Let's just say, like, just use our imagination. To say 2 videos at 200 each. So something like this, and then so at mid-state, what we do is have like a budget and allocation number. So, so this budget code number basically, when I charge like for Facebook posts and things, there's different departments that have different budgets. So I ask them like, oh, you want to promote this? Like, what's the budget number that I can take my credit card and then realign the funds, at when the bill comes in and things like that. So this is a good place to put all that too. So it's all in one sheet. So you don't have to like go digging through stuff and everything else. So that's kind of how that works. And then this is the tactics and timeline here. So the initiative and the goal is social media campaign. Now you can have multiple little calendars and stuff. But essentially, we're just going to say increase enrollment here. And then we'll have the date already. And this is basically the area. Okay, I can't choose that font. Okay, so this is basically the area where we'll outline the different text. So I can click this plus sign here to add more rows, and then so we could work backwards from the date. So let's just say, for example, our sample date would be like July 20th, and then the program event. I will delete these guys just so they're not distracting. Okay, so that's our final date. And then nothing really there. So so then we could kind of work backwards from that. So on July 20th, we could say, all right, we'll have a final last call for enrollments on, let's just say July 13th. So how would we do that? 7/13/2023. This is a tactic detail messaging to read something like this call to enroll. And then this could be in the form of an organic social media post. We could also do a paid social media post with the same kind of message, but maybe we run this as a kind of a week-long paid ad that goes out to other audiences. So let's just say then it starts on, say, July 1 through July 13th. So 7/1 through 7/13. And then let's see, we already have our target audience set for the increased enrollment in X program goal. So we would know just to come up here and target those folks within Facebook here. We could even go into detail of something like this, like doing the more geographic range too. You could do with interests in preschool, etc. Okay, so then all of this stuff would be like further defined up here. So whenever the person that was doing the paid social media post came to this point, they could just look up and be like, oh, okay, this is the target audience for that, and the key strategic messages. So this campaign would run from 7/1 to 7/13. You could have, we do have key strategic messages already. So we could say like message to focus on, and then you could just even direct the person as far as like what message would be the best to focus on within that initiative. So let's see, message focus. This will be a carrot because that's kind of a variable. Okay, so then you can also, yeah, you can duplicate organic social posts as well. So let's just say this social post, organic social media post, we will say, let's say like it goes July 1. And then you could even say something like, photo, um, photo library post of last year's event, message to entice, audience about what they could experience. So in other words, this could be like a social media post that takes last year's photos and say, hey, we're running this again. Here's what you might have missed last year, or here's what you can look forward to. If you could say, you could kind of spin it in these different ways, but that's just like another idea. Let's just say, for example, the organic post is a video, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of, June, July, August. Okay, then you can go back into August and say 8/15, video 1. We had here in our imaginary budget the 2 videos, right? So video 1 could be 8/15, video 2 could be like, let's just say, 8/20. So, okay, let's just say you had 2 videos that go on the social media. Well, maybe you have a YouTube channel as well. If your plan was to like repurpose the videos for both YouTube and Facebook, you could you could um, you could define it over here up in the social media or the media channels. You could say Facebook and then YouTube. So this could tell somebody, okay, yeah, I'm going to post these on social media and, I'm sorry, on Facebook and YouTube. Because here you're defining organic post social media. Up here, social media as far as the media channel, Facebook, YouTube. You could, even if you wanted to like, be more like direct in your like project management approach, you could say organic post then Facebook / YouTube, or something like that. You could be like more specific in this tactic area. Just so, I don't know, it just depends on who you're working with and what they like and stuff. If they like more detail down here, or if they just know, oh yeah, I'm gonna double post and we've been doing this for a while and it's kind of like our normal standard operating procedure and things. That's kind of the gist of it. Okay, so let's just say we're, one of these days you'll probably go, do in addition to social media, you'll do like maybe an email blast or something, because I know you have that. So email blast, this is kind of where you can put all this stuff. Let's say email blast on 8/1. Message to focus on, and then key strategic message. So message to focus on something from your key strategic message that you kind of define here. In email blast, it's like last call or things of that nature, right before the event starts and things. So, and actually the date of event should have been back up in September. So September, yeah. So you kind of get the gist of it, hopefully, of how this thing works. So basically, once you like develop a campaign, like, a template like this, you can delete all this stuff that isn't relevant, makes it easier for others to read. The document can then be passed along. The document can be passed along to whoever is like sort of I don't know, group of people, a group of decision makers, right? And then you can say, hey, does this look good? Do you have any changes to this? Things of that nature. This might go through a couple of rounds of revisions of changes, sort of letting other people in the group, you know, feel like they have a part in this and a stake in this, and they've added their details and just getting more sets of eyes on it. And then once it's kind of approved, then you just sort of, you know, what I do is typically just print it out and then just go to my little task list here and then cross things out as the campaign goes along. Sometimes I'll have a different campaign, let's just say like a specific event promotion campaign, and then it has like sub goals within it. So like, let's just say, for instance, I used to do like conferences. We used to host conferences at one job that I was at, and then there were different departments. So there was an enrollment department. We wanted to get more people to join the society that we were a part of at the conference. Another one was we wanted to get more funders. So it's like enrollment, goal 1, and goal 2 is like more funding. And then goal 3 might be they did scientific papers and things. So more views on our scientific papers on our website, that we had those kind of science experiments and stuff. So like you could see like one big plan for, and then multiple goals within it. That's kind of how it could roll up. Or you could do multiple plans for one particular goal if it's easier of a read. There's no one way of doing it, but this is kind of pretty flexible. You can just put it together like that. Sometimes I actually will print out like a calendar month for month, and then I'll put post-it notes on it. So I'll say like those little mini post-it flags, and then you can so it's like let's say you can do this right from here. So file new, and you can do a banner calendar, or you can do a horizontal calendar. If I click that, I'll just say create. And then here you can, you know, so here's the calendar. Sometimes I print them out and I go, okay, we do the 3 months. I'll do month, you know, February, March, April, and I'll have all 3 calendars there. And then I'll put my little flag here to say this is the event, or this is the thing, the ribbon cutting, what have you. And then I'll work backwards and I'll start doing post it here, maybe different colors and stuff like that to make it kind of easier to like read, because I'm kind of that kind of a person. A lot of people just kind of word differently. So a lot of people might just be able to click this calendar down here and be like, nah, okay, this looks good. You know, I'll just pick a date here or something. Me, I like to have it here. All of my post-its are there. I look at them like, okay, this looks like it's good. Okay, so then I'll go back and then I'll basically take every single post-it that I did and I'll turn it into a tactic here. So sometimes for the post-its I'll do like, okay, yellow is an email, you know, pink is a printed piece that we're gonna have, you know, blue is a social media post. So then it'll have all these different colors on this calendar, and then color by color, I'll just do tactic. Okay, I'm gonna write out the tactics for the email, and then I throw everything away, and then and then we work off of this sheet. So
I'm so, yeah, I'm very visual with the colors.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and so yeah, and it's fun that way actually. I feel like so yeah, of course you can change the date on the calendar, etc. Okay, so let's kind of, so that's one here. I wanted to show you one more thing. Let me get this guy out of here. All right, so that's our version 1. We'll call this our sample. And then here, yeah, here's just another sample we did for mid-stage, just to give you an idea. So our target audience for this campaign, we had the same target audiences for each of these different goals. So increase awareness of fall session, and then you got the detail, promote content via all channels, increase enrollment of awareness of fall session is 1, increase enrollment of fall session is 2, increase advising engagement. And then there's the detail. What does this actually mean? Improve retention numbers by any percentage over the previous year. Because people are just like, hey, we want to increase enrollment. Well, what does that mean? You know, and usually I'll just say, okay, well, it's previous year. What did we do before? And then in increases, +1 to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's specified by somebody, like we want to have, but someone has to, make that sort of decision. Um, and so our target audience, high school students, freshmen through junior year. So it's like general, detailed. Key strategic messages. So for goal 1, the messages were online liberal arts program transfer opportunities webinar, fully digital, presented by Suzanne. Next key strategic message is online student life engagement webinar. So like you don't have to write like all the copy out here. We didn't, because we have like a copywriter. And so the copywriter, I would just give the plan to the copywriter and say, this is the gist of the messages that we want copy for. There you go, and then so write up, and then she would write up a few paragraphs about this, that, and the other thing. But this is the high level, all these high level strategic messages would come from, either heads of the different departments. In this case, it would be the liberal arts program team or dean, and then the student life, person. She would give me the high level messages, and I would just capture all that information in here. Financial aid and scholarships team, I would put all of that information and messages here. Apply for a scholarship. Maybe there's a certain scholarship she wanted to promote. I could put that in here. Promote this scholarship, that scholarship, etc. Okay, and then so increase enrollment. Here's the messaging for that. Refer a friend, etc. Increase advising, and then all that messages that they wanted to have. So everyone had a say in it. This is just a document where things can get dumped and organized and then distributed to the creative people that would put it together. Okay, so media channels, even webinars was one. Digital print, online event. So there was an event for their phone calls, and email was for the advising. So yeah, even phone calls too. So, and then you could see that goal 1, increasing enrollment. Here were all the tactics listed. Refer a friend campaign. All these things were listed here too. So I don't think I had any specific tactics for these other two for some reason in here. But again, this is kind of just an example. We didn't really have a budget, I suppose, here, unless this is just unfinished, but it's kind of like a living document too. So I guess it's never really finished. It's just something to have. And if people need to add something to it, or like, let's just say, for instance, the numbers aren't quite there, like a week or two out, and people are freaking out. It's like, okay, well, we could add a few tactics to the document. You could just go back in, add a few tactics to the document, right? Update it, do like a new version. And then, when it comes around next time, you have the latest and greatest. This is exactly what we did last time. And then you can kind of say, all right, yeah, it worked, or no, it didn't. We have to tweak this to add more things, or more. I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be anything, but just using that creative process to come up with a solution to try again and see what happens. Okay, so that's kind of like in a nutshell, what this kind of marketing plan document works like. So at this point, we would want to define what our 3-month goals are.
By day 1.
And that's, as you know, that's why those 4-year-olds are so key, because you don't get them in and they go to this, another side.
We don't get a second chance.
No. Starts like, well, I mean, they could. But
It's rare.
it's rare.
And then so you said 4-year-olds. That's part of our target audience. So let's just work on that one first. And then if we have to go back, that's fine. We can just do that. So the target audience to achieve the full enrollment. Now this could be, of course, it won't be. It is like the 4-year-olds to get them in here, but then how do you get it? Who gets them in here? That would be the audience. Yeah. So adults, of or is it specifically 4-year-old? Or,
Okay.
okay, you can't do it. Mhm. So does it have to be only Stevens Point, or can it go like a little bit outside of Stevens Point? Like, can it touch Rapids or like,
Outside of Point, we do not have to get permission.
okay,
We still do that as a courtesy, because we think that's good business, but.
Yeah.
You know, we try to, set them up in their county so that they're not, you know, traveling or. You know, it's not a hurdle for them to get to our centers. But yeah, it'd be more, you know, we'd probably want to keep it by county.
okay,
Because we do Wapaka, Washera, Marquette and Portage. And Portage is right now is where we're struggling with 4-year-olds.
you said, well,
That was my next question, besides the openings we have here, who else
Wapaka, New London.
that we want to get, especially if they have any drops, you know, any of those that have accepted them.
Yeah.
So they want to, you know,
Right.
so I think the message, if we can, would be look maybe a little bit, or the goal is a little bit different for those counties than here at Portage County. But I think you can use some of the same app. I mean, you know, some things would be the same.
Yeah, it would just be adjusted per county for the information, because the services aren't mirrored.
yeah,
In each county, so.
okay. So under the, so we could define that under the key strategic message area by, we could say Stevens Point. So like, let's say key strategic message. So let's just say goal 1. And then key strategic message, we could define as Stevens Point. Right, and then we can, within here, message detail 1, 2, 3, etc. And then we could do, this could be like, let's say, for example, Wapaka. So this is kind of like what it could look like. Where now you're pretty organized as far as your messages for the different things to meet the same goal. Go here. Make sure the goal is clear. Okay. So
There's 3 and 4-year-olds.
It would be 3 and 4s.
okay.
We do provide 4K services in that.
Okay, so
But yeah, our focus really is Stevens Point 4-year-olds. But all the other counties could be 3 or 4-year-olds.
That's where I would start with the 4K Stevens Point.
Yeah.
With, I mean, if I'm
That's
gonna start with this, I would start, because that's where we're low right now.
got you. Then 3 to 4-year-olds. What were the other counties you were mentioning?
Marquette?
Marquette
Sure.
and
Sure. I mean,
They're, yeah,
but they're right now, they have many on the
I
wait list.
totally misspelled that.
I think they have 4. They fall, no.
But Sheriff County might be more EHS than. Or, I'm not sure,
3 to
that hasn't been full.
I'm not sure if it's a lack of children or lack of trying.
They come to the door.
They don't answer it.
Oh.
No. No,
Um,
that's not true. I just don't know that the others are as focused there as they are in other communities or. Others.
I don't think it would be because it's called job security.
Huh.
All right, so. So we have, this defined, I just did adults of 3 to 4 year olds and then breaking it out, which, counties would have that, specifically.
Well, we do have threes in Stevens Point.
Uh-huh,
Threes and fours in Stevens Point, but the thing is, if we don't enroll them or, they don't apply with us, come September 1st, we don't get a second chance. So that's why we want to target them now and make them aware that we're out there.
okay, got you.
Provide services.
So there's two, separate registration deadlines for the different audiences, let's just say. So Stevens Point has a registration deadline that's September 1st. The other counties have a registration deadline of something other than September 1st.
I'd say it's still school district, September 1st-ish.
Mhm.
The 4-year-old thing though, if they, like if they're not, if they're enrolled somewhere on September 1st, chances are they're not gonna come to us if they're already set in the school district. Does that make sense? Like it's rare unless we get somebody that moves from Florida that has a 4-year-old that, gets referred to us, or
Mhm.
what have you. Then we might look out and get a 4-year-old.
Right,
But the way our structure is, it's a 4K classroom. And if we're not full, then there's compliance issues that,
yeah,
and performance standards that we're not meeting.
okay,
So,
But in general, I mean, all of them. September 1st is really the date for all of them. That's when we
Yeah,
started up
yeah.
our Head Start services.
got you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So maybe, so I'll do that for all of them. And then for as far as the messaging. Okay, so this is overall messaging, and then you can go into the specific Stevens Point residents only. And then whatever that key strategic message unique to them would be. So I guess just to keep things simple right now at this point, maybe let's stick with the Stevens Point folks. When it comes to the key strategic messages, unless we can think of any other target audience members specific that might be something to consider. So like adults of 3 to 4 year olds, okay. Do they have any type of specific maybe interests that we want to target? I can go back into Facebook and show some of those options again as well. So that would be under a key strategic message. We would tell them that, correct? Okay. Okay, so
They should apply now.
right.
Yeah, so they're slotted. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like.
Well, it's like there's a limited room.
Mhm.
So like,
We only have so many funded spots.
yeah, so yeah, exactly. And then that is it. So yeah, exactly. It's kind of limited availability, first come, first served.
No.
You don't say that?
Um, it's all based on points and eligibility. They have to meet the income guidelines or
Okay.
be eligible. And then it's the highest ranking, so we take each application and we have a criteria. and we weight that with points or a number. And the higher the number, the higher they fall on the wait list.
Okay,
So according to priority, if they're eligible and highest ranking, they would go first.
okay.
But yeah, and I get that, but now aren't we, you've done selection. So now if I apply today for my child,
And you're 4-year-old and you're eligible, I'm slotting you.
yeah, that's what I said. So it kind of, right now, isn't it kind of, it first come, first serve, I mean, if they are eligible, then
Chances are one of
they'll
them,
get in right for me.
right, if they're over income, can't guarantee that because we're running out of, we only have 10% over income that we can take. So the over income might go to a wait list until we're at fuller enrollment and we know where we're kind of at.
So let's say, enroll early for first.
By now, instead of enroll, let's do that, let's do apply, because they need to apply. So we can get all of their criteria and eligibility determined.
Admit availability, apply now. Well,
Slots are limited, I don't know, slots are going fast.
so it's like, and then like some of the creative like words and stuff, we don't really necessarily need to, hash out now, but really it's like, we just want to get like the gist, because again, like something like this would go to like a copywriter or something, and whether or not we like put on multiple hats and things like that, it's like the copywriting hat doesn't necessarily have to be on now, but more of like the key strategic message hat should be on now. So like, the limited availability is a key strategic message. Apply now for, and I want to say like, um, apply now, to determine criteria match or something. Criteria eligibility.
Eligibility.
Okay, apply now for early, let's just say eligibility, determination, something like that. And then that's,
I
yeah,
like to scare people away with that though, because it's kind of, well, I'm not, then they're gonna, I don't know. Because I mean,
Well-
there's income guidelines we have to follow,
yeah.
and property guidelines we have to follow.
What would be the benefit of them applying early to determine their eligibility? Like, if they were not eligible, then they would be able to get themselves eligible later on between the time that they applied and the September 1st date.
Well, everybody is technically eligible. It
Mhm.
depends where they fall, if it's under 100% of poverty, or there's some automatic qualifiers such as homelessness, or if they receive SNAP, foster care, a supplemental security income. But if they apply now and we have to work on determining their eligibility, because maybe they're not bringing everything with them at time of application, we have time to work with them to obtain the eligibility
Okay.
documents that we need to keep as backup as well.
Okay. Well, maybe it's something like, maybe it's a message of contact us to get your stuff together with, or to work with you to get your documentation together, of some kind of message like that. Because it's almost like a service message, like we'll work with you to,
Or how about set up, and I'm just
Mm.
throwing words out there,
yeah.
set up, call to set up a time for application. Or set up a time to apply, appointment, application appointment.
Okay,
And
yeah,
then staff can walk them through on the phone what they need to bring.
yeah,
Or when they meet with them, they can explain more if everything hasn't been brought with them, because I mean, we need birth certificates.
uh-huh,
We can't list that all out, again,
no,
scare them away.
yeah,
We don't want to do that, so I think sometimes, in emails and messages,
Yeah, you don't want to say too much.
Yeah, too wordy is too much,
Yeah, yeah.
especially for our demographic.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
Short bullets, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, things like call to set up an application appointment, get staff helps one-on-one, or something like get 1-to-1 help with your application. Something basic like that.
Should request an application online, so they could go to our website and complete some just basic demographic, name, address, phone number, child, and child date of birth. Child
Yeah.
name.
Um uh
A request, how about that, request an application?
oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yes.
And then what I do is when I get those requests, is I, you know, send them on to the appropriate staff at the appropriate county.
Yeah. So yeah, request an application online to get started.
Mhm.
Kind of.
And then we can put our website.
Yep, and then so yep, perfect. Yeah, this is all stuff yeah, this is the kind of thing. So maybe this apply now for early eligibility determination. I mean, I feel like it should just be basically like apply now.
Or call.
Yeah, yeah. And they apply through the website, right?
We don't have online application, but when they request that application,
Okay.
it's all connected, you know, so we keep track of that.
Okay, is when they request it.
Yeah.
Okay. So they get the application, it's like kind of a paper application.
Yeah, we like to have staff meet one-on-one, because that's the first contact with them.
Yeah.
Start creating that relationship.
Oh,
with them.
got you. Okay.
And then, you know, there's some, pretty personal things we ask them,
Yeah.
you know, so
Okay.
it's not. We haven't gone to the online because we think that first contact is important.
Yeah, okay.
In creating that start of that relationship.
Okay.
You know, so could you do contact us today to apply?
Yeah.
You know, again, just words. You know,
And then, okay.
or to complete an application, something like that. Apply is fine.
All right. So that covers the high level apply by September 1st, limited availability, call to set up an application or appointment, and then there's like sub messages under there. We could either say, yeah. And then so let's say, is there anything? So what would we say to? Well, I think where I left off before we got into the key strategic message part here was under the target audience, if there were any other interests or things like that that these audiences might have. So we have adults of 3 to 4 year olds. Is there anything that adult of the 3 or 4 year old might have as far as a quality? Would they be interested in? Um, I guess they'd be interested in pre-K. Or 4K. Oh yeah, that's another goal.
Can't we put them two together? If the parent comes to work, we can.
I'll work with each other.
I'll work with your child. No, that might be a conflict of interest.
Let's just say, yeah, so 4K interest.
Can we put something about collaborating with the school districts, providing 4K services? Or is that not always?
Which county are you talking about?
Well, and we do want to,
Point.
and that could be like another goal too, that could be like a message that goes towards another goal. But yeah, so what's nice about this is like we could take these messages and then focus them in on the full enrollment, whatever that message is. And then we have the sub audience here, which is the Stevens Point, Waupaca, Marquette, and Waushara counties. We could then do like sub messages to those folks. And then, if there's something that the Stevens Point residents, right, would need to hear. So let's just say, for instance, we have all of these messages, right, for each of these groups. They're all falling under apply, limited, call. So maybe Stevens Point has two messages that will be more important to them than Wapaka.
So it's more specific to the point.
Yeah, right.
Specific to.
Because then you could either target the point people with paid advertising and focus those two messages that they care about more in their paid advertising, and then you could target the Wapaka people and then just delete the two messages from Stevens Point and replace them with the Wapaka messages. Or in your organic post, you could say, attention, Wapaka residents or something. I don't know if you can do that though, actually, in your industry. You can call people out specifically, like to the general public. Call out different counties, or it has to be like more all-inclusive, everyone.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Like, could you say, attention, Stevens Point residents?
well, actually, they could be residents of Portage County,
Hmm,
you know, because there's open enrollment. I don't know if
Right.
that's now or if they had to do that already for 4K. But I mean, when you do a Facebook ad like that, can't you filter down to those with Stevens Point address?
you can, but it has to, those are only the paid ones. But now if you do an organic post, which will be a post that is exposed to everyone on your Facebook page, it'd be more of a general kind of message at that point. But my question is, when you post it to the general public, post something to the general public, would there be something wrong with you saying, Washera County residents, here's some things, here's some high level bullet points, would that be appropriate? Okay.
It's just calling the attention to those folks.
Yeah, right.
You know, not necessarily calling them out that they did something bad.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay.
Making them aware of an opportunity.
Yeah.
services in the area.
Because I don't know if that would like turn off people in other counties, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, why do they get this and then we don't, you know what I mean? Something like that. So I don't know. I mean, you can't please everybody, but I wasn't sure if there was like some kind of a legal stuff or anything that consider like that.
Or could we do, when you say you're organic, those are the free ones, right? Okay, thank you.
The free ones, yeah.
Could we do an organic post that reaches all four counties that says something like, I don't want to say enrolling now, because we're not necessarily enrolling for Head Start. Pre-selecting, contact us today for, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because all of these counties are providing services. And the same services, different ages, different times, duration, whatever, but the message is the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're
Yeah.
providing Head Start, early Head Start to all four counties.
Yeah.
But to pinpoint one county, because then it's gonna get too wordy.
Yeah.
Is it gonna go Stevens Point or Portage County?
Yeah.
Or this or that.
Yeah. So then so
One message.
yeah, so these are more umbrella messages, so we don't really need to even break out specific messages for Stevens Point, Wapaka, Marquette, Washera.
Maybe not this time. It's full right now, right?
Yeah.
Washera's full right now, Wapaka's full right now.
Oh.
That's battling the 4-year-olds.
And do we look at paid advertising for that because of the need? Because then we really can pinpoint to that
And target
location.
them.
Yeah, okay.
Which is what would be the best option. I mean, we can always do the organic for everybody,
Yeah.
but then do a paid just for specific for Portage County.
Because then you can filter down to income as well. Right, I thought you could.
You could.
Well,
In Facebook you can.
but I mean, at some point you could have. If you have a grandparent on there that is doing the foster care, that could potentially be over income. But because they're fostering, I mean, that's where it's kind of do you wanna, less is more, or do you want more of a broad base?
Because then you could be potentially losing some of those families that would be.
You scare me away
eligible, yeah.
because, you know, if I read that.
Or they may not even see it.
I wouldn't qualify, so.
Right, and they may not
Keep
see
going.
it if you have the ad where you're doing a paid ad and you close off to some people.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and there are some, you know, unfortunately, there are some families who are grandparents who have their grandkids because they've been abandoned. You know,
Yeah.
parents just leave them and off they go. Then they're homeless. I know there's a lot of.
it's just that's kind of where you potentially, if they put something on Facebook, because you could be limiting your target audience, which you don't
Right.
want.
Yep.
There's a happy medium with that, it seems like that.
And we are allowed to take, you know, that 10% over 100 and, or no, over 130, and we can take 45. Or 35% and the 1 to 130. I know this, you're going, what are you talking about? But it's, I mean, everybody's eligible. It depends if we have room for the over incomes. You get what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily
Yeah.
the poverty or below poverty income folks. We can also accept those over and above, but just a certain percent.
So,
But like Michelle said, it might be a grandparent who doesn't know we're even around, you know, and they recently had their grandchildren left with them. We can now determine eligibility based on a couple of different ways, depending on
Yeah.
the situation, and
so,
not necessarily income. So
so can we, so what kind of income are we talking about? Cause then, so we could say, we could, under target audience, we could do ages. And then we can also do, income level. So you said, now would we want to target the income levels for all 4 counties, or we want to target the income levels just for Stevens Point? It sounds like just for Stevens Point, or I'm sorry, Portage County. So then we would say income level.
Because you'd be looking at foster parents, grandparents, young parents. Or parents, I'm trying to think of what we have on our tab now.
Because if you specify the income level, then you're only going to get people exposed to the message with that income level.
right, and there's other than income that can determine eligibility.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe income level comes off.
So it'll give you a wider net if you don't do that, but sometimes just
You
depending
know,
on,
maybe, you know, contact us to see if you're eligible.
yeah.
Something like that. Then we can Walk you through what different eligibilities we can look at.
Okay, let's see. Um,
Almost happens naturally when you first all start talking to the parent, you know, you find out their situation pretty quickly.
mhm.
I mean,
Okay. All right,
Some words we have used in the past, and now I don't want to use these until I would talk with Rachel, but it is no cost preschool. It's not free because it's federally funded, so there is a
Yeah.
cost somewhere,
right.
but we have used, but
Uh-huh.
there's no cost. preschool. Because it doesn't cost them anything.
That's a good message. Okay.
I know, I'm very choosy, because, I mean, there are.
that's like, that means something we do it initially, but if we can't fill.
Right,
Right.
well, but I have, you know, I have, the Wisconsin group, the community's practice, enrollment group, they use the free preschool,
Oh, okay.
and that's frowned upon.
Yeah.
I mean, by
sure.
some, others use it,
Right.
because free is always what's free,
Yeah,
right?
that's kind of how mid-state is too. Like, whenever we see the word free, we're like,
Hmm,
what's going on? Someone
that's. too
explain where the money comes from. So, yeah. Okay. So for as far as like specific messages for Portage County, I'm just gonna kind of leave that off for now. But again, like this is a living document, so it could just be updated later on if that needed to be, added in there. Media channels, for the goal of full enrollment. Um, and then this would be, paid on Facebook, organic Facebook. It's kind of, you don't want to talk about, we don't want to deal with brochures or anything like that. Um, are you planning on doing like brochure designs or stuff like that for this next enrollment, or flyers or
We
print
do have
ads?
flyers already created with
Oh.
the QR code
Oh,
that
okay.
we've got out in the community.
Oh, okay.
We posted them alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just that post, it was just that flyer, I sent a JPEG or whatever. And then she would post, specific to the county, I
Yeah,
think.
those are paid. The
Okay.
paid advertising, so we can
Okay.
streamline to the counties.
So
We
you-
have the same flyer for all 4 counties. I mean, the same flyer design with specific county information on each.
Okay, so, and that's already been done.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So, all right, I'll just stick with the social media then.
And I mean, and we do find, I mean, on our application, when they complete the application, we do ask, how did you hear? And we do have Facebook ads
Yeah,
so it is doing some good. We're getting
Yeah.
some.
good,
So-
good. Okay, excellent. All right. So yeah, let's see here then, full enrollment. So, let's do this, full enrollment. So again, at every single section, I'll put the same goal, just repeat it. And then we can start doing the tactics here. I'll keep those. Hopefully they're not too distracting. I'll push them down. Okay. Yeah.
Start thinking, girls.
Okay. Budget, I just put to be determined. Typically, I keep it that way because, I mean, I know at Midstate, we never know what the budget is, so it's like, okay, so I'll keep that as TBD. Okay, so in that case, if there is no specific budget defined in the beginning, then I just do what I just put on here what I think is best. Okay, so I'm like, I think of the paid advertising, and then I put it in here as like a wish list almost. And if this is routed to the higher ups or whatever, and then they see like, okay, we don't have budget for that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's take it off. That's gonna remove this, that, and the other thing from the tactics. So that's okay, good. So, okay, so let's work backwards from our September 1 deadline. September 1. Okay. So as far as, well, let's just say, for instance, we will want a paid ad. A paid ad would go, you already said that Wapaka, Marquette, Washura is full. So any paid ads would probably make more sense to stick with Portage County. So then we want to do a paid ad early. So a paid ad probably within the next week and a half or two.
Yes,
Now we have like 4th of July. So actually next week, so I know for Midstate next week, we have Monday off I think we have Monday and Tuesday off. For the 3rd and the 4th. I don't know, like in general, kind of most people have probably like either took that day off or have it or whatever. So next week, maybe, is it a good week to start, paid advertising? Are people gonna be thinking about pre-K next week? Or are they gonna be preoccupied with?
Vacation.
Yeah. So maybe then it starts, and then these are the kind of things too, like to consider as like you're putting together the plan is like, then where is it best going to be to place the ads or do the content posts? So, let's just say, for instance, Monday, July 10th would be like the start of a paid ad. So let's just say paid Facebook ad. And then this would be 7/1. Well, I need the year. And then we could specify here targeting Portage County demographic. Okay, so this is targeting the Portage County audience specifically, and then the ad will run through. And then we'll pick a date. So July 10th. Let's say July. Let's see. 24. So 1, 2, 24. 10th, so is that 14 days? I think so. 7/24. Okay. And then could put even more detail. $14 spend. Okay, so we'll say Facebook ad 1. So then we can even do more. Now there's is there any? We'd probably want to do like a July 4th message. This could be an organic message. We could say something like, Happy 4th of July. Have you thought about, start thinking about pre-K now? And we don't even have to really think about all of the message right now, but what we do want to think about is just doing like saying we'd like a July 4th message. Do you think that would be appropriate or kind of
We
engaging?
have to be careful. Because we can't celebrate birthdays or holidays because
So-
of the demographic.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I'm not sure if we can put out anything saying happy 4th of July, not that, it's just, I just don't know if that's allowed.
The safest I say is usually typically, I've never posted anything on any holiday.
Okay. Okay, so we okay, that's something to consider.
We could do happy July,
Right?
happy August.
Could we?
Happy summer,
Yeah.
we could
So-
go with that, we could go with it like that, but we
Could
can't.
it have the look of 4th of like fireworks or like the
I don't
looking
think
like?
so, 'cause it's not-
Okay. Okay. Could we post it on 4th of July though? And then just be like, hey, we're celebrating summer. Okay,
Post it on. Or around the,
Around 4th.
okay.
that means I have to get this stuff together, or?
I was about to say, I'm off on the 3rd, so.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We need to back this up.
Well, let me,
Still had a time today.
yeah, that's
And then
true.
there's Monday, and then there's Tuesday, we're all coming back to fifth.
Well, you know what? Let's just start this thing on the 10th of July then. All right,
Working the
cool.
weekend.
There we go. All right.
We currently do have the paid ads for it.
For county.
Yeah.
So there is something out there,
Like, so somebody comes across it on the 4th of July.
Right.
Because they have nothing else to do. July 31st.
I was just counted it, it's 8 weeks.
Well, I'm kind of wondering.
School starting.
Do we want to post anything prior to Head Start staff coming back? Because the rest of our staff are on summer hours and they're reduced and they may not contact the family in a timely manner. Do you know what I mean?
I think we need to make it a priority if we get
Mhm.
calls that we are following up.
Yeah. But my question, I mean, when we kind of get attention out there is after or beginning August, I mean, could we do an event at FDC or CDC?
They're doing enrollment days. Really?
Right, but one of the other days where it's kind of, you know, what, come check us out. For 4K interest, kind of get that. Where the public can see it kind of thing come.
Like an open house?
Yes. Because I know we do them at the end of the year, there was one at the end of the year for CDC. And I'm like, but it doesn't, I mean, so much can change. It'd be nice to be able to have them a little bit closer to school starting, going. You have those parents going, oh my gosh, I haven't done this yet,
Yeah.
come check us out. Come see the classrooms, come.
That we'd have to work with staff
Right.
and do you see any reason why we'd have to, there's some planning involved in that.
Right.
I would say that would push for August. Is that what we're saying? August?
August, yeah, because then that could be another push to get, even if it's just, you know, we have bubbles, we have, come check us out. Like
We could
bubble
have
giveaway.
4K and, 4K enrollment happening now. Come visit our site at
Right.
whatever.
I
Yeah,
think that would be something that you could also put in like a Facebook, you could do a secondary ad, maybe a little, or
yeah,
promoting.
yeah, it sounds like a good thing for like organic posts and things like that. Like if you have an event, then you can, in the run up to the event, do several posts, 2 or 3. Come check us out tomorrow, come check us out next week, come check us out in 2 weeks, and you work your way backwards. And then after that, you could say, hey, here's what we did, let's say the event was August 1st that you're talking about. Here's what we did yesterday. In case you missed it, here's some photos. Don't forget, the deadline for September, is coming in September. Come meet with us or things like that. So did you mention that you had some kind of thing already going on as far as an event or a collaboration with another organization or a school or something?
Collaborate with students.
Do you have something like coming up for that? Okay.
Because I think a lot of the schools kind of do it separately because they have those preview days. But again, they fall into, I think, end of April, beginning of May. And you have those families that, I mean, I know from my experience having 2 4K kids go through the system, I knew CDC. But having those families kind of check the place out, I mean, that's always a top priority to me. I mean, to be able to see the facility before enrolling too. Kind
Okay.
of see what it's about.
Yeah. But you have to work with staff to like set up a day to allow people to come in and things like that. Okay. Well, what are some other options for content? Like, so what are other opportunities that we have that we can kind of exploit to create some more? So obviously we'll have this Facebook ad running. We'll want to do just an organic version, I think, of this Facebook ad. So organic Facebook post, let's just say September 10th. And then we'll say organic post version of paid Facebook ad. For all. Does all audiences matter right now? Because the need is Portage County, so.
I think it's still.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Oh,
have that organic to promote the other
we need
facilities,
waste.
yes,
as well.
exactly. So that won't hurt it whatsoever.
Okay. We would want to then do that. What should, let me see what else we had going on here. So that's just a double post there. Well, let's go further in time and then we can like maybe fill in later. Oh, how about like a call to set up an application appointment sort of post? Like organic post. So this post not only would, not only would, like the ad probably will say apply by September, limited availability, but maybe this post is just focused on the call to set up an application appointment. And then here's what you can expect or something like that. It's more of an informational like post, let's just say. And then maybe some of those details could come out like, did you know, these these qualifying considerations, increase your points. Not so much in the detail that you were talking about, but like the post could be focused on that messaging that you were talking about. Just to give people an awareness. So and then you could slip in apply by, September 1 at the end. So let's just say, for instance, this post is to, let's say here. So let's say the organic Facebook post, eligibility. Let's see here. Messaging to have eligibility focus.
Just spell.
It is. I totally butchered it. Thank you, spell check. Okay. Eligibility focus. Um, headline. Did you know? I mean, would this be something that might be interesting to people? Call to action to be something like contact us. For
Details?
almost like a contact us for like to set up an appointment or something. And then however that,
Or how about contact us for more details and to set up an appointment or vice versa? Or
yeah. Yeah, so kind of the gist of it, we kind of put the gist of it here, but then that's good. So it's like a poll, and then you could maybe do a series of these. Like, did you know this this affects your eligibility? Did you know, another post, let's say, did you know this affects your eligibility? Contact us for an appointment for details.
actually the good one right now is food share. Is there's, I'm gonna say 90% of our demographic receive food share, and that's an automatic qualifier.
Okay, yeah, so message, so food share qualifier. Let's just say that's the first one.
Can we draw them in by saying, did you know that early early childhood or preschool and different percentages, data person? Like children who attend preschool services are much more likely to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like give them that to draw them in and go, huh. I don't know. I made that up. But I'm thinking is that, one of those, did you know that 90% of children who attend preschool are more likely to finish high school? I don't know. Again, made that up, but
Yeah, so let me do this. Because there are multiple eligibilities and I don't want to miss it. Because you could do multiple Facebook posts based on eligibility, space them out like a week apart or something like this. Just to keep interest in the page too. It's
Sometimes the eligibilities are very personal,
mm-hmm,
personal situation.
Right.
Such as the abandonment,
mm-hmm,
if the family's homeless, can't afford housing, they're at the Family Crisis Center or at Salvation Army. So, you know, I don't know if you, do you want to make that message? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you homeless?
yeah.
I don't know if I want to put that out
You
there.
could put different life situations, or you could kind of mess with the wording a little bit. Yeah, yeah, you could make it super general, but still speak to the same thing. Yeah, well, just capture it here, and it could be a piece of content. Let's just put a date on it.
You know, let's go back to the food share. We could put,
Mhm.
did you know that if you receive food share, you qualify for Head Start and early Head Start? We'll go with both.
Yeah, 4-year-old. Okay,
Only if you have if you're pregnant or have a 1-year-old, we don't want you.
Yeah,
For Head Start, early Head Start. So, or for preschool services. And I know where our target is 4-year-olds. But I mean, if we're gonna do this, I think we better umbrella everybody.
yeah.
Because,
But let's, I mean, this is not organic, so.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
because EHS is struggling in Point as well.
Do we smell? I mean. Staff is not.
Staff turnover is. No, that's a big one. So yeah, parents come work for us and you can go to preschool, see?
So,
And.
Something the other spending her.
That's right.
It's over here, we're funding. Over there,
Yeah. It's the west side.
I'll put a date on 7/12 on this. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this here just as a placeholder because just to kind of remind us that, hey, maybe this is like a, not like, sort of like just some filler Facebook posts to keep engagement in the page and interest and relevance up. But then you had said something else.
No, they have a list. They have a list of those, you know, like dates. I think she went last night. Over by Banshell. What's that called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would be a post. Find out about the program.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the,
Come see us at the, and I think it's called.
whatever the event is.
Love it, yeah.
So
And
there's an event?
There's, yeah, I mean, it's a recruitment. We're going there to recruit, but it's
the community.
a community event.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
but we can say, come find us at this community event. We could, I mean, we'd be promoting the community event as well.
When is the community event?
Thursdays.
Oh, every Thursday?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Through August?
Not sure. I do,
That's why I said, I didn't know if she was going or.
yeah, it's
something
not,
going.
yeah, and not everybody has signed up for a Thursday, but, you know, we've got Paula, we've got Jessica and Michelle going, in July sometime. But I can't say every Thursday is.
Right, that's what I said, find out. And then that might be one way.
Let me just capture that. Let's just call it last night.
Runs through August.
Okay. So let's just do let's just do the 13th here. And then this is a organic Facebook post, and this is going to be visit us at Bandshell.
Visit our group.
Um,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we can work on the wording.
Yeah.
for the event. And stuff.
I'll just call it.
There's more other organizations.
I don't know. I
So
mean,
we have to make sure someone's gonna be there.
Right, that's the other.
well, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
maybe you want to switch and find out.
So I'll just call it Bandshell booth, and then Messaging to,
If FDC
Um.
can get better, like, because honestly, it would
what you say? Something like visit us on Thursday.
Yeah.
No, this is
You just.
You have
gonna be posted on the 13th. Oh, I'm sorry.
Be at your booth?
I need to get your secret.
Is
No,
it-
because I've been taking the application.
If you just talk about the program, get the request, I'll pass it on to
Yeah.
the staff who'd follow up with them.
To learn.
Right, because you got bubbles.
I got, well, I have more bubbles, but yeah, we got bubbles specific for this.
The bubbles.
Yeah, some free bubbles. And a free bubble recipe.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, you could like, once you get the creative, process going, when you work on this, yeah, you'll be able to say, okay, well, we're gonna have bubbles here. We could throw that in here. Here's what you can expect.
Bubbles for
Bullet
kids.
point, bubbles for kids, bullet point, information about, Head Start, bullet point, snacks or, whatever. Bullet point, live music. Yeah. So then this post, let's just say, is going to be, we'll say, man, July 10th will be busy. Let's say July 11th. Let's just say.
I know this too, so be careful with what.
No, yeah. No, yeah. Swap out, swap out dates, any of that stuff. Visit us on, let's say 7/13. And yeah, another thing too is like a lot of people overthink like the creative part of it, and a lot of it is just like, just put it out there. It doesn't have to, it's not like a national print ad or whatever. Like we don't have to, we're not like ad agencies. The ad agencies have like multiple copywriters, tons of marketing people that work on these accounts like Porsche and blah blah blah, and they have millions and millions of dollars. And it's like, we're not. It's just, if Cap Services actually looked like Porsche and stuff, and all of their marketing was like with that caliber, people would not be very happy about it. They'd be like, "Where's all this money?" Guy, like, why does this look so good? You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like, yeah, you want to just, it's more about being authentic, in that. So.
So just so I'm clear, when you say organic, and I know it's free,
Mhm.
is it just in that block of like green background with your typing in there, can find us at the da-da-da, or are you gonna design?
You can design.
Excuse me.
So it's,
Are you
I
gonna
mean,
have time to do that? Because I don't.
that is going to be the loaded question. Right now it's just kind of. If you give me the information, I'll make it work. I mean, and then talk to April as we go forward, because if this really expands. The timing might be difficult.
Yeah, I don't have time to sit and
Right.
design. I mean, I can use what we've already got and we
Right.
can build
Exactly.
from that. but-
And maybe asking Deb to help Saski.
Oh, upstairs.
So, because she could potentially piggyback some of our information out
Onto
onto the
Cap.
cats.
Mhm.
Which we've talked about, so.
Okay,
That's why I'm really pushing to get the Adobe.
Yeah.
Adobe package. I'm sure that happens, because actually I think that would make it a lot easier too. Because Canva works, but
what works?
Canva,
Okay. You know, something too, I mean, and this is something that I heard about just recently on eClick. They have ERC stuff and there's actually a video describing what Head Start does
Mm-hmm.
that other programs have posted under their,
Mhm.
on their page or on their whatever.
and that would be an organic post.
Yeah.
So,
You know, we could do that.
we could do that,
And
we
just
could do a
say,
head start, we could, I mean, there's plenty of things we.
So there's informational videos out there. Uh-huh.
That we can use, right, that are.
Yeah.
Resources that we can use.
And remember, like every Facebook post would have like a call to action at the end. So it's like, contact us to enroll. It's like, here's a video, like, check it out about Head Start, contact us to enroll. You know, here's, did you know about eligibility, and food share is, if you receive food share
You
or whatever,
qualify.
you qualify, contact us, just repeat that
Right.
over and over again, just hammer that message. Yeah, hammer that message. Yeah. So let's just say, okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I was saying, I mean, some people don't want to call,
Right.
you know, so they might prefer the text. And I don't know if we have a phone or for texting, but the email or the website where it's, where they can just go. put
Yes,
this-
does.
And then, yes, and then we go back to them. Oops.
We could also use, photos.
Yep.
You know, like, even if we got the staff at the park,
Yeah, that's like
here's, oh, well, last night at.
right, and like when we did the peep show, like Tony did a lot of that and did the
Oh, the
rolling and everything,
candy.
yeah, the candy.
The people, careful.
Show. Had an invitation. Yes. But when we had the window at the library, I mean, heck, even having story time with one of the teachers in the classrooms, like having them do a little snippet of a story.
You know, we, in the past, we had Mayor Weeza come and read. Now that would have been a good follow-up. Or who's coming, but it's not open to the public.
Right, exactly, and that's, I mean, with Senator Cheston, we did the same thing, I posted on it, and we did a little blip. But again, it was not open to the public.
Right.
So
So this is just what we're
Yes.
doing.
Well, that's what's, that's just on a normal, I mean, our Facebook page, like, here's week 1 of early head start, or, that's just, see the kids, whatever. Or,
Right, outside in the garden, because don't they, that was summer school maybe. Do they do
he
it
just
outside?
has their garden at CDC.
At CDC, okay.
Yeah.
Cause that might be a fun thing.
Like-
Look how we grow.
Yes, I mean, the dad's spaghetti
Yeah,
that they did, I mean, that was a while ago, but. I mean, that's something that,
tell your friends and neighbors.
family events, we do family events, we do parent meeting.
You post family events if there's,
If they give me information, like dad makes the best spaghetti, yeah, that one I posted because I had the information. They have to be able to give me the information because otherwise I don't know who, what, when, where, and why.
and we have to make sure we have permission to post
Yes.
pictures.
Teddy bear picnic we did.
And did you post the one in Clintonville when it was on a bear hunt?
Oh, yeah, that was the, not teddy bear picnic, it was the
The
bear hunt.
bear
one,
hunt,
bear
okay,
hunt.
yeah.
That was
cool.
with bears, teddies, something.
Yeah, they had to go on a bear hunt during COVID.
Oh, wow.
The staff hid, I think, stuffed bears in the public park, and then as an activity, the parents took the kids on a drive-through, so they were going on a bear hunt. And if you're familiar with preschool, there's a song going on a bear hunt. Played that all the way through.
I was not familiar about
Well,
that.
Google it.
Yeah.
It'll get stuck in your head forever.
It's like baby shark in the
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one too. Well, so,
he's
yeah.
getting pretty busy, Michelle.
I know, right? Well, the good point is on some of those, I can preset that.
Yeah.
That, and just modify, it's already.
Yeah, just update the text and, yeah. Or, I mean, I don't even know if the text needed to be updated really, because it's like, join us tonight and then, yeah. Yeah, right.
Look who joined us.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah, so we could say that. So yeah, I'm just gonna do July for those. Yeah. And then we'll just do like the day after.
This looks like a lot, but I'm guessing it's not quite.
It's not as bad as it looks.
The organic ones are repeat offenders.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I will have a question on is because we're running this through September 1st. I'm off as of the 20th of August. No one else has access to Facebook. No one wanted Facebook.
Well, we're gonna be fully enrolled.
Yeah, so.
So we'll
We're not gonna be twice. So, especially about a month of being on post. I'll set up what I can ahead of time if we have some.
So we can probably work with Deb to,
Yeah,
to,
she's been having issues putting on ours for some reason. I've actually had to go in and do it, but she is attached to the account.
will she need your password or something?
She has her, you have to figure it out.
Okay.
I don't- Yeah,
If there's some hurdles, we'll have to get them figured out before you go.
but otherwise I can create.
That's how he has his plan.
Yes. But a lot of those I can set up, you can actually set up when to post.
So to post, or I mean, like, to schedule it or whatever,
Mhm.
okay.
So I can schedule while I'm.
Oh, well, that would be helpful, but what if we decide, oh, we gotta stop this? While you're out,
Then you message me or contact, if Deb can't do it, then reach out to me if it's something we have to cancel.
I mean, if,
It's one thing I do, I think I can handle doing it. I don't like to.
don't know if I'm supposed to be contacting you.
If it's a dire street, do it.
No,
I don't think so. Well, April can reach out to me in a dire.
okay, I'll go to April. April, delete that post.
Call Michelle and tell her to delete it.
Oh, what I'm doing is adding,
We're getting a little punchy, we're done at noon, so.
Sorry.
okay. Well,
A lot of weekend.
yeah, I know, trust me. Okay, so yeah, I'm adding the, oh, I know, sorry. No, these, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, like, it does look like a lot, and it always does, especially with social media, because everything's free, and it's like, you know, you can have just all these ideas. But like you said, a lot of this stuff could be pre-scheduled, except for like the here's what you missed last night one. So
Yeah.
like, this is the one I have here, message to read, here's what happened last night, catch up with us. And I'm just gonna put something like, because it have to be exactly that, but this is kind of just the gist. I always just put in here just the gist of the information, not exactly what it needs to be. That kind of comes with what the creative folks will do. Yeah, it's just a reminder of like what the high level is gonna be for that. So yeah, like we already have quite a few posts going on here that we'll be able to measure and stuff. I did add here the organic Facebook post for the Head Start informational video. And then just sharing the video with contact us with the contact us call to action. So and then there were multiple videos like I don't have a date on it.
I did have one specific in my head, but I think there were other materials we could actually use off of there as well, but the video.
Let's say eClick in general has.
Many.
Yeah.
resources
which
for
is
us.
too.
So if we ever, run into a tight corner, we could probably just go there, find something and make something of it,
Okay, yeah.
but.
Or in general, kind of use them as little flips in between.
Yeah.
To make it a little bit easier, kind of going,
Right.
guess, well, I know there's, is there a Head Start week or anniversary, like the anniversary?
There's an
they can
anniversary,
Post
yeah.
about the history of Head Start.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 27. I'm just trying to break these out on dates so we have like a post on a different day. But so for these organic Head Start informational video posts, what you could do in the future is just kind of copy and paste this in another line and then just repeat it. I would even put the URLs of where the video is in here too. Just to make it super easy for you to open the document, be like, oh, okay, 7/27, that's today. Yep, copy, paste, or you can pre-schedule it or whatnot, but it keeps everything in the one place and makes it pretty easy. Yeah, let's see what else.
About what's benefits of Head Start, why Head Start.
Like this, yeah,
Something like we could.
like school readiness, if that's something, that we could let parents know that attending preschool assists school, I mean, I'm making some of this up, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
all this is relevant stuff, you know? Do you have any like other like events and stuff that might be coming up or things that like the brand will be visible at? Anywhere? Kind of the band shell thing is sort of,
yeah, I mean, like, I know in Lopaka County, they're gonna do a farmer's market.
yeah,
We're gonna go there and have a table or a booth.
yeah, see, that would be something too to promote as well. Come meet us at the, you know, this could be a call out to the Wapaka County audience, you know, Wapaka County, you know, attention Wapaka County residents or something of that nature. I'll call it one. Do you know when it's gonna be though? Farmers market, or is it every farmers market?
I'd have to get more detail on that.
Okay. Um. Okay, okay,
Parents, grandparents and the children, the parents and the children.
It could be an aunt, uncle
got you.
of the child as well.
Can't be family.
Yeah, rather than residents, that's like, yeah.
Right, right. And this is the farmers market.
I'm
Get
guessing
doing
it's,
parades. Anything like that.
well, we're thinking about doing the point parade. Christmas parade. We're not gonna be dressed in Christmas attire. We're gonna hand out,
Right, it's just surprising and shocking. Cause I don't think we've done it, or it's
we've
been
been in a
many,
Christmas parade before.
yeah, but it's been many years. I don't think we've done it since I started. Unfortunately, too late now, but the July 4th parade.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we can't say come see us at the July 4th parade because it's a holiday parade, right?
I honestly, there's, if we're not promoting Christmas and holidays, but we can be in that parade to recruit.
Hmm.
Yeah. So how did,
It's fun, like. So,
Well, I captured the farmers market post. I don't have a date on it, so I just put TBD. But it's there. And we
that
could,
would be in Clintonville too, because Sarah, it was Sarah Heinrich, and she said we just want to have something for the farmer's market. So it might be more of a Clintonville focus.
I better say which farmers market.
yeah.
And the address maybe too, right? When and where is what I got.
And I will actually kind of call these out so they stand out for later on. In the document here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so then the paid is running through 7/24. Is there any holidays? No. 7/24. So maybe we could maybe say the Portage County paid Facebook ad. Maybe we want to consider maybe another paid Facebook ad, but closer towards the end of when registration, closer to the back end of September 1st, as far as like the messaging to be something like deadline, deadline quickly approaching or something of this nature. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, would that be, are you thinking organic or paid for something like that, or both? Gotcha.
I'm not positive. It's under 10, but still for 4-year-olds are at 20.
is CDC?
Well, yeah, and the schools around the corner, no, I think, starting in August, people are starting.
So this is 12 is threes.
Um,
Think about
Oh, that's
this.
from the 4K program.
There's no 4K program. There's only 4K, that's not
Yeah.
4K Head Start.
Their numbers are doesn't. Unless it changed.
Yours the million, even that's not a preview day.
No one came to the one over at FGC preview day. Jessica was there. Oh, why is it?
Also, there was a come see us
It's
at,
in February. The
oh,
open houses are in February because, okay, registration.
okay,
In February.
okay.
And that's going forward in February, we can promote it better.
But the school district, promotes it too, and it's.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, crickets weren't sure, but I mean, it was bad. And the year before, there were a ton, so it kind of boggles my mind.
I mean, I know they do. Okay, I mean,
You could be busy.
yeah.
okay. So I got that captured. This is the, I didn't really put a budget, so,
She needs time and she needs the money.
We're keeping her very busy.
okay, let's do another $14.
You use $14. What does that get you or give you or allow you to do?
Um,
Is that just kind of a ballparky type thing?
it's actually $1 a day.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, it's, I mean, if your numbers are not where, you're comfortable with, I would do like $2 a day, and stuff like that, but the minimum is $1 a day.
Okay.
So,
So basically, come August, start throwing money at it, or August, when if we don't see
Mhm.
results after the first one.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I like the July, but a lot of people aren't thinking about enrolling.
As soon as school supplies come out, then.
Oh, they already think about.
There was a walker yesterday, so they.
Well, let's just put a sign there. Are you enrolled in Head Start? Are you in 4K?
But
Booth right there.
the yard signs out there.
Right in the entrance, the cracks in the sidewalk.
I just thought of a key strategic message. What do you think about like share this message, share this with your network, or share this with someone, share this message with someone or I don't know, maybe people would already do that. I think I think they might already do that. A lot of people do share stuff that they know of someone that would be interested in it, just because that gives them kind of clout on their account too, so.
Yeah, all of we have a fair staff that will grab the post from our ECD page and
Gotcha.
share it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, I think you all kind of get it, right? Like, okay. Do I don't know, do you think you're good to like hit the ground running with sort of like this process and I mean, maybe taking some time together. I don't know if you all are meeting next week at all because of the whole vacation thing, but yeah.
I'm back. Tuesday. No,
Mhm.
wait.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We'll be back.
Stay.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I could give you like more of your time back today if you want. But what do y'all think?
What would be the first thing we have to do next week when we come back?
So what I would do, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
oh no. Actually, so next week when you come back, I'm not sure, like you might be coming back 1 or 2 days next. I would say next week, if you have like a day with like 4 hours or something,
Send a month, dude.
Yeah,
You gotta have 4 hours.
oh, I don't know. You know, I would get like the dates for the farmer market information, maybe come up with some more of these eligibility posts. Nail down like where, when, yeah, about these band shell. Any other events you can think of that, oh, also this here, the informational video. I know you have a bunch of other ones like this. Um, I will say other social media posts to come from source of this video. Come from source of this video with others like it. I'm just gonna have like a note like that there. Um, just so it stands out. So when you all get like the different videos that you want to kind of put on the page as well, the informational videos, you can just create then a new line, essentially kind of just copy and paste, you know, this information into the new line, and then just update this, all of that information um, to the next post. Um, and then also just um, and also just kind of if leave it open to people here and say like and these are not posts necessarily that you need to keep track of in this document, but just say, hey, if you're out and about and you have the photos that you want to share to help, you know, enrollment and recruitment, send it to us in via email. And then if you remember Chat GPT, you know, you could use that and give us a detail about it. Oh, hey, here's some pictures of us at a school. We put together, you know, this, that, and the other thing. We had bubbles. We gave out information about, you know, things and just copy and paste whatever that person, the emails, they write a social media post on this. And then that could get the ball rolling and get it started. And then you can go ahead and edit it, share the pictures. And those are like posts that are not necessarily part of like a marketing plan necessarily. Those are just posts that you get fielded from people that want to be a part of, you know, increasing enrollment and engagement on the Facebook page and stuff. We get that all the time, like at Midstate, you know, people will be at you know, Jazz in the Park or different events, and I don't know about them at all, but Grit, our mascot, is there, shows up, and there's pictures of them, and our staff and faculty will actually like share the pictures with me, and I'll, you know, come up with text and post it in there, which is very basic information that they give me. Hey, we were here, we advertised this program, that program. It's like, oh, okay, that's all I really need, you know, and I'll write something up. But all that stuff, I don't think needs to be in the marketing plan. This is just more of the pre-plan stuff. And then between this pre-plan stuff and the other random, let's just call it, uh, Facebook posts, you know, your page will be kind of pretty much busy and kind of rocking, and then you'll start to get more followers, and then it'll sort of start to snowball from there. So, um, but yeah, I would say like think of things like this, you know. And I would say next week when you all get together, think of things like this and then put it in the plan and, you know, get the plan started. You don't have to have the plan all outlined because there's already things to start. Um, like I said, it's kind of a living document, so whenever you have time to fill this thing in, do it kind of as you go along. Yes, I'll send this document, like right when I get back to my desk, so. Actually, I can just send it right now. If I can find your emails though. Our last meeting, I think. How long ago did we meet? It's been a while.
May 22nd or 6th.
20, oh. Okay. think I have all of you in this one. No.
Not me.
What the heck?
I was late to the group, so.
Okay.
MOSIER. And the last part's the same. At capmail.org.
Okay, Capmail. Capmail.org. Okay.
There.
Oh. Okay. Okay. What else can I send you all? Well, I'll send the video too. Which reminds me, I should stop recording. Started. Okay, that'll take some time.